Leamington Spa, for this wonderful gallery,
Excuse me.
and on this beautiful English summer's evening. I'm David Hanson, I'm the Chief Executive of IAPS, and it's my pleasure to welcome you all here. I'd like to do a few things tonight. Firstly, to say thank you for being here. Some of you have travelled an awful long way. I do understand and I appreciate that, and I know even some of you staying overnight and made all those arrangements, so thank you for that. We'd like to obviously thank the gallery owners as well. I'd like to say a little bit about, if I may, just for a few moments, about IAPS and about why we're doing this. Children in our schools, you'll know the school and you'll be proud of your school. Many of you might not appreciate your school is an IAPS school. And that is an association of 600, welcome, 600 of the world's finest schools, more than 600. We have 600 plus in the UK, we have another 36 abroad, we've had entrants from Kenya, from Cairo and around the world. So IPS is an international group of schools, and those schools are defined by excellence in education. We believe that a truly well-rounded education is not about just academic success, which of course it is, but about developing the whole person through sport, the arts, and so on. Languages, humanities, their personal and social development. That's why as a parent you pay for a high quality education, a fully rounded individual. And the creative industries in this country are terribly important. In fact, they're one of the most important industries going forward in this century. Leamington Spa, in Leamington Spa we have Codemasters and other industries like that, which are hugely important to our industry. IAPS, our prep schools, are an industry. Our schools collectively in the UK contribute more than £3 billion to the UK economy, GVA, gross value added, every year. Our schools employ 36,000 people and another 38 indirectly. That is more people than Jaguar Land Rover and the whole of its supply chain. Now our government is very proud of Jaguar Land Rover. It's a fabulous product, renowned around the world, it's a wonderful premium product. And yet, they find our prep schools slightly embarrassing. And yet around the world, they're admired for what they do. Your children are in a world-class school. And that part of that rounded education is art. And art liberates the mind, and art is the key to the soul, and art is also business, crucial to this country. I have no doubt when I look at some of this work, more than one of the young people here will go on and shape change through their capacity in art. The standard is simply exceptional. People have been coming to this gallery the last few days, and it wasn't until they look at the age they realise who the artist was, and they are astounding. This work would stand up in any gallery anywhere. So we have some thanks to give, and the thanks are obviously to the gallery owner for hosting this, and our thanks are to Heidi Ragg, who's our art coordinator, and the HQ team who did all the work, and to Ali Mawle, who did the almost impossible job of judging this from the National Gallery and now at Cheltenham Festival. To land such a fantastic judge is wonderful. And also particularly to our sponsors, Tempest, and Kerry, who's here tonight, I don't know where she is, but Kerry, thank you, because they have produced these absolutely colour perfect reproductions. But in the end, there she is. But in the end, all our thanks goes to the young people. 150 entries, absolute world-class quality, very hard to judge, and every single winner has said that the proceeds of any reproduction that is made will go to our charity. And I'll say lastly on our charity. We have a charity called I Trust, and that charity helps children in many ways. Children who have been bereaved, children in distress, children in this country, children overseas. And every sale of every reproduction will go to help those children. So I thank you, pupils, who said that your paintings will help pay for that work, and that's wonderful. We do thank you for that. Now I'm going to hand over, I believe, to Ali Mawle. Where is she?
Here.
Here you are, Ali. Ali Mawle, ladies and gentlemen. And you're going to tell us a little bit about the challenge you had.
Yes.
It was very hard indeed.
It was. It was. I have to say it was an absolute privilege, as you can imagine, to see all of these amazing works of art. I'd say, I'm sure from looking at these, you feel enriched. I felt incredibly enriched and uplifted from seeing such stunning works of art, which have been produced by incredibly talented individuals. And it's, so thank you for asking me. And I just also want to say how important I thought competitions like this are, because all the teachers here do amazing things at school and provide these amazing experiences. But actually it's competitions like this which also give people things to work for and actually have a sort of end point. And to actually have the children's work displayed in a gallery is something that's really incredibly special for the children, for the parents, for the teachers, for everyone. So I just also wanted to thank you for doing this, because I know that it's something that's incredibly valuable. And the third thing that I just wanted to just say a little bit about was the choices and how I made the very difficult choices. To a certain extent, and I say this unashamedly, it's subjective, isn't it? Art is subjective. When you look at art, you do to a certain extent think, what would I like on my wall? What do I like looking at? However, there is that other element which is, I would define as creativity, and I think the word creativity has actually been really maligned over the years. I actually think that it's been given a bad name by sort of saying everything that we do at any time could be creative, and anything, if you've got a paintbrush in your hand, is creative. And actually, I quite like the definition of creativity, that it's about making connections where none existed previously, about creating something original that's of worth. And I look around this room and I just think every single picture on these walls is the product of creativity, where children have expressed themselves in it, where they've been given the time to experiment, and they've been given the time to stamp their personality on it. So I was just speaking to, is it Eleanor? Over there, the dog splashing? Yeah, and it's interesting. That was one of very few pictures where she'd had a picture that she had used as inspiration directly. But as I looked at it, I knew that that was her personality in it, from the way she'd used the brush, and from the way that just the dogs splashing. I could hear the dogs splashing. Another one I'll just pick out is Theo's. Yeah, I haven't met Theo yet, but I think Theo's here. That was an unusual one in that he's taken a fraction of a painting, so like a copy, and blown it up so you wouldn't actually recognise the original painting. But why I thought that was so original and creative was because he completely made it his own. So he's actually taken each element. You can't tell so much in the reproduction, you just get the beautiful sense of colour. But some of it is collage, some of it is photography, some of it is pastel, some of it is gouache. So he has used this detail to really perfect technique, but in a way that the whole thing as a whole works together. So it was really just seeing the uniqueness of the different pictures that blew me away. I have to say, choosing the winners was incredibly, incredibly difficult. And actually, I'd like to have been able to commend an awful lot more. I said to Heidi, how many can I commend? Because I could list 10, 20, 30. And she said, no, you're only allowed one for highly commended. I have to say, in the top age group category, I had to have two, because I couldn't leave this one out. And also Charlotte's. Yes, it's that. I couldn't, they're just so different. How do you judge between them? So we had to have two in that category. So yes, just to recap, it was an absolute privilege. Thank you. And children, you are immensely talented. Immensely talented. You've obviously got incredible teachers as well, and incredibly supportive parents to encourage your talent and thank you for sharing it with us, because you are bringing joy to all of us here and all of the people that come into the gallery over the next, how long is it, a few days? Another week. Fantastic. I could very happily stand here and talk about all of them, but I doubt there is time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Heidi Rank is the IAPS art coordinator, and her job is to inspire all other art teachers throughout those 600 plus schools to work with pupils to get this kind of work out of our children. Heidi.
Right, thank you. Well, I'm really going to mirror quite a lot that Ali had to say. I was astounded, in fact staggered, by the fabulous artwork that was entered into this competition. And one thing I have been saying to a few of you is that a lot of the children are saying, how many pieces were entered? Well, I know that over 100 pieces were entered, but you have to remember, you were chosen from your school to represent the school, so you've already been through a huge selection process, because one piece was sent off for, say, the Year 1 and Year 2 category, or the Year 3 and 4, not say 20 in each category, which would have made the numbers go up to thousands. So you have done incredibly well to get this far. And I have to say, I applaud all of the children, and certainly also the art teachers, because I know the art teachers are there to inspire and to get that quality out of the children. And every piece here, as Ali said, is quite unique and individual. And I'm really quite stunned. And I really, from my heart, have to say congratulations to all of you. So, well done. And yeah, well, now we'll do an applause. I've seen some of you boys and girls have watched me put all these packages in the corner, and I know that children like wrapped presents with big bows on them. So we do have that very exciting part now. I'm going to get Ali actually, oh, Ali's here. Ali and I'm going to read out the winning children's names, and perhaps actually when the children come up, you might like to point out where your picture is in the room, because I think although it's a big room, you know, I might have, say, this little boy here, and I might not know which picture you've done, and everybody might be quite curious. They may look at you and think, well, you're an artist, so which one have you done? So I think if we get you to point it out, that would be really cool. So I'll read out the names, and you can come and collect your prize and certificate. Ali will give that to you, and then you can just point out which piece you did, and perhaps tell us the title of your piece. So we're going to start with the Year 1 and 2 age group. And we're going to start with highly commended first of all, so we start from the bottom and work up. Although actually really there isn't a bottom, they're all absolutely brilliant, but somebody has to get that extra special prize. That's the thing about competitions. So first of all, we've got, in highly commended in the Year 1 and 2 category, we have Matthew Bowler. And Matthew is from St. Columba's College Preparatory School, so well done, Matthew. And it's that lovely big book in the corner. Section, so well done. Now in third place in the Year 1 and 2 category, we have Hannah Cohen, and she's from Ashbridge School and Nursery. So Hannah, if you'd like to come up and collect your prize. It's very useful, so well done, Hannah. So congratulations. Well done. Our second place in the Year 1 and 2 category, and that goes to Eleanor Russell from Russell House School. Now, Eleanor, would you like to point out which picture you did? A lovely picture at the bottom there, so well done, Eleanor. Now, our first place winner is actually, she's from King's Infant School in Madrid, Miranda Casco. But she wasn't able to come today because she'd have to travel from Madrid, which is a little bit tricky, I think. But we'll show you which one she's done. It's this beautiful sunset here. She's entitled it Sunday Sunset. So we'll give a round of applause. We'll move on to the Year 3 and 4 category. Again, this lady was unable to make it. She's from the Banda School in Kenya, and her artwork is entitled Painted Pots. It's Jessica Sugden. And then in the Year 3 and 4 category, in 3rd place, we have Harry Campos Bell, and he is from St. Faith's School. So Harry.
Excellent. Already media savvy. You okay?
And then Harry, do you want to point out your picture to everybody? He's done a gargoyle. Now, 2nd place in the Year 3 and 4 category. Now, I'm not sure, is it Louis or is it Lewis Allen? Louis Allen. So it's Louis Allen, and he's from St. Joseph's in the Park School. So, Louis, would you like to point out which one you've done? Right behind me in the corner here. Okay, so well done. Now, 1st place in the Year 3 to 4 category goes to Nathan Fairclough from Arnold House School. Now, Nathan actually has this beautiful salver. So, Nathan, you have a salver and you've got. How's it there? Now, I don't know whether you'd like to take photos. Hannah, are you at the back? Would you like to take photos with the salver now? Should we hold it? Do you want to stand? If you stand and hold this way, and you can show them your artwork. Right, okay, we come to the Year 5 and 6 category, and highly commended in that category goes to Hannah Sample of St. Joseph's in the Park. Hannah, would you like to share with me your artwork? This is Hannah's artwork. Year 5 and 6 category goes to Leona Chatwell of Duke House Preparatory School for Girls. Well done, Leona. And Leona, do you want to show everybody where your picture's hanging? Just over on that wall, yes. Year 5 to 6 category goes to Maisie Cobb of the Elms Junior School. So Maisie. Would you like to show me where your artwork is hanging? To the left of the horse, isn't it? Yes. Well done, Maisie. Place in the Year 5 to 6 category goes to Hannah Vegaro of Prospect House School. Well done. Now, Hannah, we'll make sure we get a photograph and then you can show everybody where your artwork is. So if you stand on that side of Mawle, that's it. Stand by your artwork.
Excellent.
Okay, thank you. And how did you like to point out your artwork to everybody? It's just here. Excellent. Year 7 to 8 category, and we have two highly commended here because Ali really did not decide between them, and they're all both beautiful pieces of artwork. And our first highly commended lady is Charlotte Mithia of Belmont Mill Hill Preparatory School. So well done, Charlotte. It's that beautiful pattern at the back with all the lovely blacks and blues and reds. So well done, excellent. And the other lady that won in the highly commended section in the year 7 to 8 was Imara Bella Thorpe, and she's from the Banda School in Kenya. She's unable to make it, but if we give her a round of applause. And then we come to third place in the year 7 to 8 category, and that goes to Theo Davis-Jones of Dulwich Prep in London. And Theo, would you like to share with me your artwork? The lovely coloured detail. Excellent. Second place in the year 7 to 8 category, and that goes to Betty Brooke of St John's College School. Betty, would you like to show everybody your artwork? Place winner in the year 7 to 8 category, and that goes to Aidan De Carlucci of Weatherby Preparatory School. This as well, so we'll just get all of that. And if you want to face this way for a photo, Aidan.
owe some thanks to, we have a few small presents to say thank you by way of a small token, I believe, for our wonderful judges for Heidi organising the thing.
Indeed, we've got special thanks and a token of thanks for Heidi Ragg, our subject advisor for art, who made all this possible. Thank you very much. So difficult. Thank you so much for being our judge, Ali. Thanks, and she tends to hide at the back, but we wanted to thank Kerry from Tempest for the beautiful reproductions of these pieces. Many of them are 3D, and yet she's made them come alive, and she's made a wonderful display which will encourage not just these artists, but everyone who sees them. Thank you, Kerry from Tempest.
Okay, the gallery still open. Apparently there's still some chocolate and strawberries and even some drink for children out there. So enjoy the rest of the evening. Thank you so much.